directly giving a thumbs up and smiling so hard he couldn't even open his eyes. The scene just now from Doan was truly a feast for the eyes. The passers-by found it even more confusing to see how these two talked. Doan is a powerful expert, yet he was so respectful to a young man like Nin Fong. Are they really curious about what kind of background this young man has? Hey, are you some young master from a wealthy family bringing bodyguards for training? That's way too ostentatious. Moreover, Doan, after defeating the leader of the monsters, also gained some loot, but didn't keep it for himself, and directly handed it to Nin Fong. The first were two orange items that left passers-by dazzled after seeing them. Even if I can't use this myself, selling it casually would get me a few tens of thousands of spirit coins. Next is the agility skill book, called Destiny Pursuit. Nin Feng was very pleased because this could be given to Wang Yue. Finally, there was a demonic bone shield, which looked a bit ugly but could fetch a decent price. Two powerful experts, please hold on for a moment. At this time, several adventurers and the mayor of Longback City have arrived. They are very grateful that Nin Fong and Doan stepped in to save the city from disaster. Mayor Tai Dongmin even bowed in gratitude, very polite, and said, I don't know why Nin Fong's expression always looks dangerous in others' eyes. Tai Dongmin believed that activating the city's highest level barrier had disturbed the great hero's movement, so he bowed again. Li Ni apologized to Nin Fong and ordered his subordinates to fetch the flying scroll he had just purchased as compensation. Nin Fong's eyes lit up upon hearing this. The Flying City Scroll is a valuable item, hard for him to acquire. Although it can only be used once, it's extremely convenient for short to medium distance trips. Tai Dongmin cautiously made another request, as the city has been in chaos these days, hoping to invite Nin Fong and Doan to stay in Longbok for a few days since the city's defenses are a bit weak. Sorry, I am not free at the moment, so I probably can't fulfill your request. Nin Fong hesitated to refuse, though he didn't want to, but the transfer mission had a 3-day limit. If he didn't go back now, he would never be able to complete the transfer. However, Tai Dongmin saw his refusal as something more serious. You think I'm free to relax? Tai Dongmin kept sweating coldly and no longer dared to insist on keeping the hero here. His subordinate has already delivered the teleportation scroll, and Tai Dongmin also gave Nin Fong a black card of power from the Vian Thun trading platform as an apology. Nin Fong was surprised. This is only granted to a select few who succeed and have many privileges. No wonder this mayor was able to acquire the instant teleportation scroll. It seems his identity is not simple at all. How could I refuse such a generous offer? Nin Fong chuckled and said, Thank you. So, if our Longback City faces danger in the future, can we seek help from the boss? Opening his mouth would be a mistake. Nin Fong had already accepted their black card, so how could he refuse? No problem, as long as I'm free. Tai Dongmin was happier than winning the lottery. His subordinates and those fake city defenders were so excited they lost control. All of them started howling like a troop of monkeys. The boss agreed, Longback City is safe now. After finishing the task, Nin Fong and Doan used flight magic to return home. At the transfer hall of Tandu City, the guild healers are anxiously waiting for Wang Duyet. Today, she also came to perform her second-class transfer mission. Oh, look, Duyet Ni is out now. Wang Duyet steps out of the hall, followed by Chiu Trin. As soon as young lady Wang stepped out, she saw two figures dart past like birds, flying straight inside. She was stunned for a few seconds, as one of them seemed to be Nin Fong. Hearing that, Chiu Trin couldn't help but laugh happily. Did she misunderstand? A flying scroll worth thousands of gold taels. How could a poor guy like Nin Fong afford to buy it? Even if he managed to buy it, what's the point of a newly awakened guy like him going to the transfer hall? Wang Duyet kept hearing it, and felt more and more annoyed. If it weren't for respecting Zhao Trin and the team, she would have beaten him up long ago. Wang Duyet turned her head and shot Zhao Trin a loving look in quotation marks. If you dare to speak badly about Nin Fong again, I'll make sure you regret it. Trio Trin didn't expect the beauty to react so fiercely, and his hatred for Nin Fong grew even more. I don't understand why someone like Wang the beauty keeps defending such an unpromising guy. Hey, forget about those things. Have you two received the secondary mission yet? The other 3 members of the team moved forward eagerly asking Han, while Zhao Cheng pretended to regret only getting an A-level mission instead of an S. His teammates sighed in relief, thinking that A-level was already good enough. And this was truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Seeing that, the pink-haired girl, the group's fake saint, became even more hopeful about Wang Duyet, but Wang Duyet's expression didn't look very good, making everyone start to worry. What's wrong with Duyet Ni's face? You're not pulling a mission of level C or below, are you? Zhao Chen secretly chuckled, surprised that the genius girl praised by others would have this day. If the mission level is too low, it will directly affect attribute growth and skill unlocking. Seeing that, he continued to puff out his chest proudly. Do it, Ni. You don't need to worry. Just work hard to catch up later. After all, I will help you. Triu Trin now looks like a proud peacock showing off to the female, but Wang Duyet only gives him a contemptuous look. If even you don't bother with an A-level mission, why would I, with an S-level 1, be upset? Wang Duyet finished speaking, and everyone was stunned. It turns out her unpleasant expression earlier wasn't because she got a low-level mission, but because she unlocked a hidden profession no one had discovered before. Zhao Cheng was the first to voice his opposition, claiming Wang Duyet was talking nonsense. When awakening, it was clear that the profession had already been predetermined. He had never heard that a hidden profession could also be triggered during the transfer. Wang Duyet recalled the scene during the broadcast earlier. Her original profession was an agile sharpshooter, but because she possessed a key item, the mark that increased agility, her profession could be upgraded to Shadow Arrow. Seeing the confirmation interface for the profession upgrade in front of her, Wang Duyet was also very surprised. That mark was given to her by Nin Feng, and she never expected it to have such an amazing effect. Recalling Nin Feng's confident expression at that time, Wang Duyet thought he had known everything all along, which made her appreciate this gift even more. But in reality, Nin Feng knew nothing at all. Wang Duyet eagerly chooses to advance her career, and the job transfer mission accordingly changes. When she recounted this story, Triu Trin's attitude became even more unpleasant. What? Tiem Feng Yuan has never heard of it, or is there a problem with the transfer system? If he chooses wrong, his whole life will be wasted. Trio Trin pretends to care about the beauty, but deep down he's just jealous because she got lucky. Wang Duyet waved her hand dismissively and said, Trio Trin shouldn't get involved in my affairs, or it'll be like pouring cold water on him. Her two friends were so happy because she had drawn the S-rank mission. Oh my god, I also wish I had a childhood sweetheart like Nin Feng. Zhao Chen was so angry his face turned red, but he was 10 times more jealous of Wang Duyet for that mark. Zhao Chen secretly decided he would send someone to find that mark no matter how much it cost or how dangerous it was. Meanwhile, Nin Feng had completed the absorption of that divine mark. His stamina increased by 5 points, and his mental attribute also rose by 5 points. The mission is complete, and the system begins the promotion process. After the promotion, Nin Feng also gains an additional passive skill called automatic operation. His ability to control dark energy has improved significantly. Before long, Nin Feng was eager to face the next monster to test his skills. Throughout the process of your promotion, Duan remained standing still, with his arms crossed outside. Talam saw this. She found it very confusing that he was here, especially since he seemed to be guarding the door for Nin Feng. Talam also investigated Doan, who is still young but has already achieved the 4th transformation, making him a formidable dragon and phoenix powerhouse nationwide. However, Talam heard the staff report that when the two of them entered earlier, Doan was very respectful to Nin Feng. Your student is not simple at all. Talam has been in contact with Kai via phone all this time. Miss Kai will have to rely on you next. Don't worry, I will confirm it again, but I believe he definitely won't be our enemy. At this moment, Nin Feng and Doan have gone outside. As they were chatting happily, someone from behind called out your name loudly, and Nin Feng turned around and was extremely alarmed when he saw Kai, because you remembered that Kai called me earlier to tell me there was something very important. Boss, I will wait here. Doan knew his place and stepped aside, and the title of boss that he gave to Nin Feng made Kai very curious. Nin Feng also flinched nervously, not knowing how to explain properly, so he had to come up with an excuse to cover. Don't mind him, he's just joking. Kai doesn't have the energy to care about trivial matters and goes straight to the point. Did you finish the transfer, Nin Feng? Nin Feng's forehead was covered in cold sweat. How does Kai know? Although you didn't expect to keep this secret forever, being discovered so soon is a bit too soon. But Kai is one of the few people who has always cared about Nin Feng. You think the teacher won't hurt me, so I told the truth honestly. This is too unbelievable. The more I explain, the more complicated it gets, so I don't want too many people to know. Kai nodded, but there was still one more thing she wanted to confirm. Are you being corroded by the dark power? Why are you asking that? Nin Feng felt like sweat was pouring down his head from worry. Could it be that others have also discovered that you possess the system? I know that recently there have been phenomena of mutations in the world, and the invasion of secret realms into reality is increasing non-stop. Many people affected by the dark power are gradually turning into Esper users. Nin Feng breathes a sigh of relief. So this is what the teacher was worried about. He quickly confirmed that he was not a supernatural being, since this target is always under strict government surveillance. Ninfeng also didn't want to get involved with them, but Kivi didn't believe his words. She handed over a small black stone, saying she hoped Ninfeng would cooperate. According to Kai 7, as long as Ninfeng channels his power into this crystal, the darkness within him will be revealed. Ninfeng hesitated a bit, but refusing would only make things worse. He immediately touched the stone with a few fingers and began to channel his energy into it. But unexpectedly, before even a second passed, the stone exploded. Ninfeng panicked and let out a cry. What kind of strange situation is this? Damn it, it actually broke. Kivi was also stunned. No one could have predicted this situation. I remember that. Before Talam gave her this crystal, she warned her carefully. It is extremely sensitive to dark energy, so it is often used by the government to detect and identify Esper abilities. When channeling power into it, this demon crystal will vibrate. The stronger the resonance, the higher the dark energy content. But at that moment, Talam didn't say anything. If the crystal explodes directly, what does that mean? Maybe even she didn't expect this situation. Sister Key, I know it's a bit strange that you just awakened and already transferred your position, but I've known you for a long time. At least you should trust me as a person, right? Kaivai fell into silence. Indeed, little Ninfeng lost his parents and awakened 2 years later than others. His situation is very unfortunate, and maintaining such an optimistic spirit is no small feat. Kaivi has always trusted you, but she still bears responsibility. Today she still has to report this upstairs, and she hopes Ninfeng will understand her for that. Ninfeng let out a long sigh. He didn't know how the government would react, but if things got too tight, he might as well leave Tandu City altogether. The confirmation is now complete, so Kaivi pulls out a skill book. It's a gift she prepared earlier to congratulate Ninfeng on successfully completing his first transfer. Ninfeng took it, feeling deeply touched. Miss Kai, thank you for always taking care of me over the years. I also happen to have a gift for you. What Ninfeng takes out is a holy radiant belt with orange quality. This item grants 20 spirit points, increases healing and recovery effects by 50%, and when worn, provides complete immunity to dark attribute attacks. The most important thing is the holy radiant effect. The wearer won't need to chant when using healing spells. Kaivai couldn't believe his eyes. The value of this item wasn't just in its orange rarity, but in its holy effect that can save countless lives in critical moments without the need for chance. Because he saw how precious this was, Kaivai didn't dare to accept it. As Ninfeng kept pushing the belt into her hands, saying it was a trophy he received during a mission to transfer his rank, Kivai had no choice but to accept it. Then he said goodbye to his teacher and left immediately with Doan. Kivi stood there for a long time, her mind filled with conflicting thoughts as Ninfeng casually gave his equipment cam to someone else without a second thought. Is this boy really Shendang or just too kind-hearted? Kaivai returned to the adventurer's office and reported the shattered magic crystal to To Lam. But To Lam also just saw this for the first time, and Kivai was extremely worried. If the Esper Association truly sees Ninfeng as a threat, then it's a serious danger. To Lam sighed and stood up. Forget it, let's stop here. What does stopping here mean? To Lam wants to give up the investigation. Kaivai's students may have already gone beyond their current understanding. To Lam believes that if Ninfeng is truly a powerhouse, they should not dig too deep. If she cannot make the other person angry, Talam orders her subordinates to temporarily stop investigating Ninfeng from now on. All information about him must be strictly sealed by Ninfeng. Kivai completely agrees with this decision. After all, Ninfeng is just a teenager with no notable background. Talam's temporary halt to the investigation is also a way to ease the focus on him, so she can breathe a little easier. But stopping the investigation into Ninfeng doesn't mean Talam will sit still. She shifts her focus to the person beside him, Do-an. That night at Ninfeng's house, he was lying flat on the sofa, sighing repeatedly in frustration. Kivai just sent him a message saying that the higher-ups had canceled the investigation into him. Originally, this was a good thing, but Dingfeng is so worried about leveling up in the future that he's withering away. Every time he promotes someone, it causes a huge disturbance in these secret realms. Right now, the government is watching you. If this keeps up, you'll be discovered sooner or later. Duan also worries for his boss. He ponders for a moment before making a suggestion. So wouldn't it be better to level up in the secret realms prepared by the government instead? That's why Duan suggested this, because recently, due to the strange phenomena happening in the world, quite a few new secret realms have appeared. Inside, some government officials are unwilling to spend effort and resources to deal with it, and some are even being exploited by evil forces. Ninfeng was very excited when he heard this. That's a good suggestion, isn't it? He immediately asked for more information about these new secret realms, and Doan replied that he only knew about 2 at the moment. If Ninfang needs it, he can go gather more information. All right, then I'll have to bother you. Ninfang is very satisfied. Since having Doan, many problems have been resolved more easily. Now you should rest for a bit. Go to the trading area tomorrow to sell the spoils, and then take the opportunity to relax for a while. After all, you can use the dark curse. Leveling up now is as easy as eating candy. No need to worry about being left behind. After finishing the discussion, Doan returns to the hotel. On the way back, he encounters a stranger who introduces himself as Zhang Ji, the newly appointed mayor of Tandu City. Trong Kai came to thank Doan for saving someone during the previous dungeon invasion, and casually asked if he planned to stay in Tandu City. Duan honestly said that he indeed had that intention, and Trong Kai immediately looked delighted. That's wonderful. We warmly welcome someone of your strength. Then, Zhang Qi took out a card, claiming it was a special badge for high-ranking adventurers in the city, and they were willing to fulfill any of Doan's requests as long as he agreed to stay and help the city. Duan took the card and looked at it carefully, while Trong Qi started to feel tense, as he had heard that many other cities had also tried to lure Doan, but he had always refused outright. Tandu is just a small place, and Trong Qi was worried he would be looked down upon, but unexpectedly, Duan only expressed gratitude for his kindness and then tucked the card into his shirt. This clearly was a sign of acceptance. Trong Kai felt like he had achieved something great. With him staying, Tandu would be even safer. That night, Ninfang lay on the sofa playing video games for a long time. Just past midnight, when he was about to sleep, he noticed that his class chat group was still very lively. They are complaining about not reaching level 30 to change classes, and the city dungeons being sealed. Ninfang just quietly listened. All my classmates are 16 years old and have awakened, and they need to be at least first tier to take the college entrance exam. I never thought that in just a few days I would surpass all of them from being trashed to the top. I was just minding my own business, but unexpectedly someone got bored and dragged Ninfang into the teasing. In this situation, only the low-level guys are the ones who don't know how to worry the most. Ninfang's still acting so relaxed playing games, right? Ninfang tries to blame his profile, but it's just a bunch of brainless fans obsessed with Uong Duyet. Playing a few games has nothing to do with him at all. In the end, it was teacher Kai Vai who stepped in to tidy up the mess in the group. That troublemaker also had to delete his message after seeing that. The conversation then took a different turn. They sent a clip to the chat group showing the invasion scene, monsters attacking. And then everyone started discussing excitedly, "I heard the whole city has fallen, there's no safe place left. There are also mutants losing control. Last time was the same, and I heard that an unidentified boss defeated the monster and stopped the invasion of the secret realm. Is there really someone as skilled as that hiding in our Tandu city? If I knew who it was, I would definitely make them my grandpa. If they find out that the mysterious boss is Ninfang, they'll probably have a heart attack and die right there." Ninfang also got caught up in their story and started to feel worried. A few days ago, Doan and Kai Vai mentioned about Esper powers, and I didn't expect things to become this serious so quickly. I just discovered a new system that allowed me to live comfortably for a few days. I must not let these good days end. Those monsters, no matter how many come to Earth, Ninfang will kill them all. At this moment, the monster hiding inside the necklace that Ninfang is holding suddenly sneezed, and somehow it felt extremely uneasy. The next day, Ninfang went to the Vientiane trading office as planned. Duang Hin had already been waiting for him, and because of that she was mocked by that mean-spirited female employee whose name I still don't know. A woman's jealousy really is terrifying. That nasty girl mocked Duang Hin for being blind, clinging to Ninfang when she doesn't even know he's just a thief. And on top of that, he stole from the Four Circles martial artist. He's probably been crushed into pieces by now. She's talking nonsense. Mr. Nin is not that kind of person. Duang Hin shouted, "Vuong Master has already sent someone to investigate. That Nin guy is just a useless 18-year-old who just awakened, with parents who died early. He probably can't get high-level items at all." The more she spoke, the more vicious and spiteful she became, insisting that Ninfang was a thief. While her mouth was still busy wandering far away, the ground suddenly cracked open, forming a sharp spike that shot straight up. Just beside where she was standing, she almost got pierced, and then she turned around. She was so frightened she sat down on the ground, tears welling up around her. "Sorry, your mouth is so dirty that I almost lost my temper." Duang Hin was stunned. That nasty girl immediately shouted for security when she saw Ninfang using offensive magic at the trading house. Duang Hin anxiously advised Ninfang to leave before the guards arrive. After all, the influence within the Vientiane trading house is not insignificant. If you cause a fuss here and get them to catch you, it will be really troublesome. Soon after, Master Wang approached with several security guards behind him. Ever since investigating Ninfeng's background, he has turned hostile and lost his respectful and flattering attitude. Ninfeng, who gave you the nerve to act so arrogantly at our Vientiane trading house? Master Vuong, I hear you're investigating me behind my back and even accusing me of theft. Not only are you not ashamed, but you're also becoming more arrogant. Whether you are the thief or not, you know best yourself. You're not qualified to question me yet. As he finished speaking, the two large guards behind rushed forward. Ninfeng was deeply disappointed with how the Vientiane trading house treated its customers, and, feeling lazy to fight, he simply showed the powerful black card given to him by Mayor Longback before. The two guards rushing toward him had to quickly break right in front of him, and Master Wang's face immediately turned as pale as a sheet. Even if he's blind, he should recognize that supreme black card. How could it be like this? It's fake. It has to be fake. That nasty girl isn't any better. Ninfeng watched their expressions with a satisfied smile. It seems the gift from Mayor Tai truly carries some weight. Master Vuong frantically questions Ninfeng about where he got that card, but Ninfeng just smugly pulls out the card and tucks it into his shirt. Didn't you already investigate me? If you're so capable, go find out for yourself then. Vuong Daisu immediately shut his mouth and took out his phone to make a call. The entire Vientiane trading office was temporarily sealed off. A while later, the Tai Duong Min market called Vuong Daisu directly with a rather unfriendly tone. The head office told me you're investigating my giving a black card to Mr. Nin. What's going on? Master Vuong was truly scared. He hurriedly explained that it was just a small misunderstanding. The father of Mayor Tai Dongmin was one of the founders of this trading house. He absolutely cannot offend Tai Dongming. Just a small misunderstanding. I had to put in so much effort to win over Mr. Nin. Just try offending him and see. He also didn't expect Master Vuong to actually offend Ninfeng. You idiot, wait for me. I'll be there right away. The call was cut off, and Master Vuong also started crying. He couldn't understand what kind of relationship Ninfeng had with that mayor that made him so furious. He came up with another way to escape, by calling Doan to report that he had found the equipment he needed. If a fourth-tier expert was present to defend him, then Mayor Tai would have to show him some respect. Outside, everything was in chaos, but Ninfeng was still calmly sitting in the waiting area with Duong Hen. A moment later, Mayor Tai Hot Ho Hot Hai rushed over, with Doan looking just as frantic. Ninfeng was a bit surprised. Why had both of them come here? Duong Hin was also surprised how come her client knew so many people. And Mayor Tai and Doan, as soon as they arrived, shot a deadly look at that nasty staff member. She was extremely frightened. Only a blind person wouldn't notice the murderous intent in that gaze. She turned to Master Vuong seeking help, but realized he looked even more miserable than herself. Vuong Daisu looked completely defeated, muttering to himself, I'm doomed. I'm really doomed. Tai Dongmin originally wanted those two to kneel and sincerely apologize to Ninfeng, but he refused outright, believing that people like them wouldn't change even if they apologized. Tai Dongmin immediately ordered them to pack up and leave without saying a word, causing Vuong Daisu and the young woman to turn pale with fear. Immediately after, he turned and started punching the female employee to vent his frustration. It's all because of that bastard woman who caused me to end up in such a miserable state. It's clearly both their faults, yet he beat her until her mouth bled. Tai Dongmin couldn't bear it anymore and ordered security to take both of them out, and the peaceful atmosphere returned. Mayor Tai also keenly noticed that Ninfeng didn't seem to have a bad impression of the female employee named Duong Hin. It seems your impression of the Yuancheng exchange is not yet at rock bottom. Duong Hin has also endured quite a bit of hardship this time. If she works well in the future, the exchange will definitely not mistreat her. Duong Hin blushed with embarrassment and bowed her head, saying she would try her best, while Ninfeng also felt a bit shy, only because of his own matter that Mayor Tai had to make such a long trip. No, your matter is also my matter. If it weren't for the two of you stepping in last time, I'm afraid Longback City would have been drowned in blood. By the way, earlier Tai Dongmin noticed that Ninfeng was looking at the treasure list from the trading house and asked if he was interested in anything. Ninfeng was actually trying to find something called Zhongwei D poison, but both Tai Dongming and Doan had never heard of it before. Seeing their confused expressions, Ninfeng started to feel uneasy. He quickly lied that he had seen it online yesterday, but in reality he had to check back last night. Ninfeng studied the skill book that the teacher gave him to try. It is called Spiritual Energy Extraction, used by mages to replenish their magic power in battle. When he learned the skill, the system automatically upgraded it based on the dark power. He finally gained a new passive skill called Fusion Seal. It says that Ninfeng can absorb the residual dark energy's poison and transform it into his own attribute. which is why he came here today to try it out. But it seems that both Mayor Tai and Do-an are also clueless about this. After everything was settled, Mayor Tai bid farewell to the two and left on a flying scroll. Ninfeng felt a bit hungry and wanted to invite Do-an somewhere to eat. He also invited Ninfeng to his private house. I didn't expect Do-an's private house to be a villa. It seems Mayor Tan-du is quite good at flattering talented people. Ninfeng was also amazed when he arrived here. Do-an even kindly offered to give him this house if he wanted. But of course, Ninfeng isn't the type to bully others. Looks like I need to work harder to earn some respect. After making a lot of money, you have to buy a mansion like this to be neighbors with Do-an. While the two of them are happily chatting, Do-an receives a call from the mayor, the one with the signature. He just received a report that the investigation team sent by the higher-ups is currently looking into some accidents happening in the city, so he wanted to ask Do-an about a few things. Do-an remained silent for a few seconds, his gaze fixed on Ninfeng, which made him feel a little confused. The reason Do-an showed such an expression was because he was worried that the investigation by those people would affect the boss. Thinking that, he hung up and decided to first get Ninfeng's opinion. Do-an recounted what Trong Kai just told him to Ninfeng, making him curious as well. The investigation team? I'm not sure what kind of people they are, but we should still be cautious. And over here, Ma Truyen has another mysterious man showing up. In a strange place like Tandu City, what's so mysterious about a boss? The investigation team that Zhang Ji mentioned includes several psychics, among them Tolam and Ki-vi, and they are holding a meeting led by Tolam. Have any of you met that mysterious boss before? It seems he is also the mysterious man who just appeared earlier. In response to this question, Tolam simply replied that no one has met him yet. If no one has met him, then why are there rumors outside that the mysterious boss saved Tandu City? The man continued to press Tolam. The main reason is that this invasion of the secret realm suddenly appeared, and the psychic who helped fight it was also eliminated, but in the end, the invasion was still forcibly suppressed. So the man didn't have enough patience to hear Tolam finish her explanation. He believed that the danger level of the dimensional intrusion fluctuated, but without clear evidence, he couldn't rely on it. On the contrary, both of those mysterious incidents left behind evidence, proving they were attacks by king-level monsters. He wondered why the mysterious old figure didn't show up back then, and of course it was because Ninfeng himself caused those two incidents, so how could he appear? Although Tolam had roughly figured it out, she couldn't speak. She fell silent for a few seconds, and Kai-vi was also very tense. To protect Ninfeng, Tolam used her authority to alter all related information about him, so now all the pressure is on her, making Kai-vi feel extremely guilty. Zheng Ji also entered the room at the same time, announcing that he had called Du-an, but he only replied that he didn't have time today. That man kept sulking, and the most annoying thing is these uncontrolled freelance adventurers. They're just like stray dogs without a guild. Now he's the one with the most free time, yet he still acts busy. I don't really know who this man is, but it seems his foul mouth is unbeatable, offending everyone in just a few minutes. But he is also the one in charge of this investigation, so it's understandable that he is eager to find out everything. That night, even though it was late, the guards at the dangerous tomb still had to welcome an uninvited guest, this stern-faced man. They immediately recognized him as a member of the investigation team, so they dared not obstruct him from carrying out his duty. The man entered the secret realm. Although it was his first time here, seeing the severely damaged state of the secret realm, he couldn't help but be surprised. What kind of power must that demon creature have to be able to summon and destroy a secret realm like this? Moreover, remnants of the dark power still linger, pure and strong. He believes that even if the mysterious leader of those people appears, facing this monster would still be like a mere ant or a worm. Unaware that the creature he's investigating and the mysterious boss are actually one person, the man tilts his head back and lets out a strange, eerie laugh. Ha 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 ha, this is really an interesting place. He spread his hand, feeling the dark power swirling on each finger. Then he started laughing maniacally again. No wonder he's a threat from a king-level demon, as if surrounded by a powerful force. All will belong to me. All will belong. Ha ha, his identity is still unclear, but based on his behavior, he's definitely not a good person. Meanwhile, at Do-an's villa, Ninfeng is still lying around playing video games. Suddenly, the system issued a warning that a relic of the apocalypse had been detected, and Ninfeng's face immediately darkened significantly. He vaguely sensed that something was linking to him through its aura. He sat up straight, trying to focus and sense it carefully. The connection gradually became clearer. "Brother Eri, where are you going?" Du-an, noticing it's late and still wearing an extra coat, was very curious. "I'm going out for a bit. Help me finish the fight. Don't go AFK." Ninfeng leaves the house, leaving Do-an still stunned with his phone in hand. Based on his intuition, it seems to be nearby the dangerous tomb's secret realm, but shortly after, it appears to start moving. Outside the entrance to the dangerous tomb, the guards were panicking